These fragrances are full of life. They have a rich soul based around the history of Harlem. I'm talking about none other than the fragrances from Harlem Counter Co., or Harlem Perfume Co., more specifically. But just how good are they? Are they just as good as the candles? Because, as y'all know, some of my favorite candles come from this house, so did they live up to expectations? Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up? I'm Rekeema. Welcome to Detaileddream, Dream, where the primary focus is to expose you to the expansive world of luxury goods for yourself and your home. Very exciting conversation today. Harlem Counter Co. sent over a couple of their fragrances for me to experience, Langston and Speakeasy. Not for a review, but I've been wanting to try these fragrances since their release, and many of you have been asking about them, so I figured this would be perfect. Now that I've been able to get a good feel for them, to live with them on an almost daily basis for the past month or so, I got the chance to develop a deep analysis of my true thoughts that I can fully tell you about, especially if you're on the fence about adding one of these fragrances to your collection. There are only 4 fragrances at this point that Harlem Counter Co. offers, and as I said before, I only have the Langston and the Speakeasy scent right now. But I'm going to tell you now, if you're on the fence about either of these 2 fragrances, just go ahead and fall to the side of the fence. I didn't really know what to expect. I guess I was expecting a candle scent as a fragrance, but I was greatly mistaken. Harlem Counter Co. has taken the scent from the candles and transformed them into something more dynamic, and that's honestly saying a lot with how much I love their candles. More on these scents in a second. Let's quickly talk about the beautiful bottles of Langston and Speakeasy. These are the 50ml bottles that feel really nice in the hand. The gold cap is a very nice touch as well, with this grip texture that adds another visual element to the overall presentation of the bottles. It looks incredible, especially when the light catches it. It makes you want to pick up the fragrance to wear it. The color of the glass perfume bottles are based on the candle variant, as you would assume. Langston has this deep blue color pulled from the candle vessel, and Speakeasy with the gorgeous deep purplish plum color. They have a real sensual look to them, very much on par with the strong aesthetics of brand identity. It's giving polished sophistication. One of the main things I love about Harlem Counter Co. is the rich elegance they're able to bring out through visual and scent representation. Terry has done a phenomenal job with the visual aspect of these fragrances. But what about the scents themselves? How do they differ from their candle counterpart? My initial thoughts and feelings when I first seen Harlem Counter Co. releasing perfumes for the first time. I got very excited, not only to see this house expanding into perfumes, but I now get to wear a Langston as a fragrance, one of my all-time favorite candles. Very exciting. And then I received the Langston fragrance, and it was not exactly what I was expecting it to be. Firstly, these fragrances are eau de parfum concentrations, so I was expecting the quality to be there just like the candles. I thought these fragrances were going to smell exactly like the candle, but like I said before, these perfumes has a more dynamic personality to them, and this is for both fragrances. Very surprising in the best way possible. I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. I want to say that the perfumes are better than the candle variant, but I can't really say that because they perform 2 different functions perfectly. With the candle variant, they now smell like they were more suitable for a home, and with the fragrances, they smell like they were perfectly made for wearing, but based on the candle variant. If you have both the candle and fragrance, I'm sure you understand. I guess I'm trying to say, I pick up on the essence of the candle, but there are some key subtle differences within the perfumes that makes them stand out in the best way possible. It's safe to say these fragrances exceeded my expectations. For example, let's take the Langston scent for instance. I love that Harlem Counter Co. now has the perfumer on the profile of the fragrances. Langston was crafted by perfumer Ahmed Marati Kashani. The candle variant of Langston is an extremely elegant scent. Vanilla, jasmine, leather, nutmeg provide a deep, creamy warmth. Love that scent. The perfume, on the other hand, isn't as creamy as the candle. It has more aromatic touches on the opening, and it's sweeter overall compared to the candle. It's not full-on gourmand, but it has a more delectable attractiveness to it while still having that warmth. Sri Lankan cinnamon, caramel apple, and chocolate are found in the top. Orange brandy, night blooming jasmine, sisters absolute, and auras in the mid. Tonka bean, sandalwood, musk, and vanilla in the base. Just based on the notes compared to the candle, I know you can definitely see what I'm coming from with the perfume having brighter touches. On the initial spray, I pick up on a delicious crisp apple and sweet chocolate. There's also a little cinnamon as well, and after a few minutes, it warms up considerably, and this is where the scent comes to life. I start to pick up on a slight booziness from the orange brandy mixing with the muskiness of jasmine. And then the base is what gives this scent support for the duration of wearing. The tonka bean and vanilla, it doesn't come off creamy to my nose, as it does with the candle. It's more on the sweeter side paired with the other notes in this fragrance. I do want to point out, after some time, it smells like the sweet top notes are being reintroduced as the scent fully settles on my skin. I absolutely love the way this scent develops over the course of wearing it. Speaking of which, I've been wearing this on a pretty consistent basis over the past month or so, and found to get about 6 to 8 hours of longevity. About the average for eau de parfum, at least for me it is. I tend to overspray my fragrances, so it could be a little different if I were to be more conservative with it. The good thing is, the scent isn't strong to the point where you smell me before I walk into a room, but the scent trail will make your head turn. No compliments I can report, but I did notice a couple people turn their head and say, "Someone smells incredible." I know it was me, or I may just be delusional. Who knows?
Are you delusional? Do you suffer from a mental illness?
At the end of the day, I wear fragrances for myself and what smells good to my nose. Overall, Langston is an incredible evening scent. And so is the delicious gourmand scent of Speakeasy, crafted by Catherine Selig. Apologies for any mispronunciations. If I had to choose between these two fragrances, I would honestly pick Speakeasy without a second thought. Scent, it's subjective, right? But this is one of the best performing fragrances on my skin. As much as I try to push away gourmand-focused fragrances, they treat my skin the best. The candle of Speakeasy has a more creamy, dark chocolate smoked incense tobacco mixture that smell a little boozy as well. Think of a dim-lit lounge, or Speakeasy as the name implies. Now, the perfume version of Speakeasy, I will say I kinda like this more than the candle. Yep, I do. I really do. Very dynamic and central. It's creamy, it's chocolatey, it's sweet with a little bitter dryness to it. But it also has bright notes that provides this type of juicy booziness on the opening. Incredible. In my humble opinion, the candle version doesn't hold a flame to the perfume. Pun intended. It opens with Italian bergamot, cardamom, elemi, bourbon, and pimento berry in the top. Saffron, guaiac labdanum, plum blossom, and tobacco leaves in the mid. Patchouli, vanilla, dark chocolate, tonka bean, and cedarwood in the base. In the opening, I pick up on a juicy mixture of a bergamot and a bright cardamom, mixing with a sweet pimento berry. In my opinion, the top notes, they never disappear, but instead they develop alongside the mid and the base notes. I thought the dark chocolate was going to be the star of the scent. It's there, I can pick it up, but it isn't as strong as it is in the candle. I would have liked the dark chocolate to be a little bit more pronounced, as I've been really liking the way chocolate smells on my skin. But it's not that big of a deal because this blend is very addicting to my nose. The vanilla, the resins, the sweet plum blossom, it's more than enough to make this a very dynamic scent. This is delicious, melt in your mouth. I would say this is a unisex scent. Most definitely your scent for the evening hours, any time of year. For my guys, this is like walking into a room with a nice soft cashmere sweater on, with a dinner jacket and tailored pants with clean shoes. And let Speakeasy speak for you. No words necessary, because this scent is intoxicating. I'm joking, but that's exactly what I picture when smelling this scent. It's a beautiful, intoxicating romance. It lasts a little longer as well. I typically get about 9 to 10 hours. The scent is a little stronger than Langston, so I don't go overboard when spraying. I have to give my praises to Harlem Candle because these fragrances are just as good as the candles, in their own dynamic way. I wouldn't expect anything less from one of my favorite candle houses. I also just bought the other two fragrances, so I can't wait to experience those. There is also a new fragrance release coming from Harlem Candle, which may have already been released by the time this conversation happens. My credit card cannot take any more beatings, but man, do I love fragrance.